Hello everybody, it's the FarmSim guy here, hope you're all doing well. We're back on Seneca County and we're back in the big 9RX. And just before we kick on with this episode, I wanted to give a couple of shout outs to people who left some comments in the video last week. First one of those, Stranded Canson, big shout out to you my friend for recommending the 5-section version of the John Deere plough that we're using. Thank you very much. I was using the 3-section and this is a lot wider, so it's helping us get through stuff a lot quicker. And related to that actually is a comment from Fisherman Derek, which was backed up by Jeremy Cont. So thank you guys for your comments saying that actually ploughing, it's not really a thing and not something that you would probably do anymore, and it's very much about strip tillage or subsoiling these days, and I totally agree. We wouldn't necessarily be ploughing this unless we had to, but the game unfortunately demands that we plough or we lose yield. So from that perspective, we are getting this ploughed texture. Now this in fact is a cultivator, not a plough, so we could argue the toss that we are technically doing tillage rather than ploughing. But it does leave this ploughed finish behind. So, totally agree with you both. I think you're right. In modern day times, traditional ploughing isn't really a thing. I think it does too much damage to the soil really longer term, and you get a better result if you cultivate. So, we'll finish this farm off. What else have we got planned for this episode? Well, the second speed tiller, the second case speed tiller is here. It has arrived this week. So we're going to run the second case up and we're going to run a tandem Steiger set on a field and see how quickly we can get through one of those fields. We'll also move this into another field and keep him ploughing. And thirdly, we're going to try and look at some Anhydrous. Get some Anhydrous in the ground. Let's get some of these fields really ready and prepped for harvest so we can maximise that yield and make ourselves as much money as we can. So it's going to be a busy episode. So we will finish this field and we will see you back at the farmyard and we'll get the Steiger ready. Okay, there we go. Field 29 done as well. So we'll fold the plough up. We'll get this back to the yard and we will get on with the strip tilling and then we will get this into another field as well. And we'll just try and keep momentum up. I'm very conscious that we've got time on our side at the moment. Just jumping into the seasons menu, you can see that we don't have to start planting till towards the end of summer, and obviously we're in the first month here of spring, so we've got a bit of time to go, so we can take our time. We're going to focus on grain crops and corn. As you can see, planting for corn isn't right until the end of the year, so nothing to do with that yet, but certainly we can get some prep of these fields done over the next few days and we'll be ready to go sooner rather than later. So what we're going to do actually, rather than going back to the farm, we're just going to drop it straight into this next field here and we're going to let him run. It won't take him long at all to get this done, I don't think. So there he goes. We've put one of the workers on him and he's just going to keep going for as long as he needs to get these fields done. And at the same time, it gives us an opportunity to wander over here and pick up the other quad track. So there it is, hooked up to the planter, which we don't need at the moment. So we can unhook that and we can run this up with the other strip tiller. So we will get it fired up. The strip tiller's over by the other shed, so we'll get that hooked up. We'll get out of here. There's the old 3-section plough, which we don't need anymore. We'll get that moved along in the next few days. But this second strip till arrived during the week. We're going to be able to do double the work up at the other farm to get this ready, which is awesome. Right, we're all hooked up. We'll see you at the other farm. Okay, we are here. There's the field that we did in the last episode. All done and looking good, and there he is on top of the hill waiting for us. So I'm interested. This is a slightly smaller field, but I think it's gonna be done in double quick time. Looking forward to seeing how this is going to run. So if nothing else, it's going to look cool. So we'll jump in, we will check out the other vehicle, give it just a little bit of a check over, make sure nothing's damaged after that first field, but I doubt anything will be a problem, and we'll get started. So we'll jump into a little time lapse, I think.
Driving down the boulevard at night, playing Coldplay on repeat, watching people on the street as I go by. And it doesn't even matter to me where I go, I just feel I need to take a ride. Got my coffee cup to go, and I'm gonna hit the road tonight. Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I
Okay, so as you can tell, the two cases are doing an absolutely stunning job on that other part of the farm. We just come back here because the tillage on that field has been completed already by the 9RX. We're going to drop them straight into here. Let's jump into the minimap. As you can see, field 87 we need to plough, and field 116. 117 doesn't need ploughing, and that will be all the fields ready to go. So we'll set him off in 87 here, and we'll start to think about putting some ammonia into these fields here as well. So he's heading off now into the field to get sorted, and we will head back to the farm. Brilliant, brilliant, that extra wide cultivator now though, saving us a lot of time. So he's dropping that straight in, and he's just getting the hammer down and going for it. Okay, we are in here. That's the tanker we need. But also, we need to uncouple the Anhydrous trailer from the back of this, because we're not going to use it at this moment in time. We're gonna spread our Anhydrous separately. So we will just unhook this and get it pulled out, ready to be used. Okay. It's going to be interesting to see if we've got enough space to get this out. Actually, we might have to be a little bit clever with how we do it. Let's pop the door here though. Okay, we managed to use it with the dodge. That's brilliant. I was slightly concerned that that was not going to work as a thing. The engine note on this dodge is very strange though. Not a huge fan of it. Okay, that's that out. We will go and get the Anhydrous toolbar now, and we'll get it all hooked up. Okay, the only thing we should really be using for this is the trusty fendt, isn't it? So let's get this started. Trips all round. So it's going to float majestically over the fields. Fortunately it's a case toolbar. So unfortunately we don't have a case to run it on at the moment, but this will have to do. Okay, we're all prepped and ready to go here. I am going to remove the triples off the front, I think. It's just a little bit too cumbersome. We've not got the biggest tool on the back, so I think it could be a little bit overkill. And it doesn't really help our turning circle as well, so we'll drop those off and get this tidied up quickly. Well, we just jumped back here because these two guys had already finished this field over here, and what a job they've done of it. It looks fantastic. So, we are making some serious ground up today, and these two look good together, don't they? We've got a maize field here that needs to go next, so we'll get this started here with these two, and we'll head back for the Anhydrous in a second. Okay, the two quad tracks are flat out again in the top field. We are going to get organised and clear the fendt out. I think we'll run with twins, I think, today. Definitely, we're going to go with twins. That will do. That should work perfectly. Right, let's shift the truck out of the way and we'll get into the field. Great little service truck this. Does everything we need, and actually goes through some pretty decent fields, some deep mud as well without getting stuck, so strongly recommend that. Okay, let's get everything hooked back up. Okay, we've got a bit of a problem. We unhooked to change the wheels, and now, because it was hooked up to the Anhydrous tanks, we can't get it back connected. So just bear with us a couple of minutes while we get this sorted, and we'll be back into it. Okay, there we go. Managed to get the pin out. No damage done. We can get everything hooked up again now. Okay, here we go. Everything's set up and ready to go. This is our first time running this, so it's going to be interesting. I have never used this case toolbar before, so it's going to be an interesting test for it. Right, let's get ourselves set up. And fingers crossed this will run. So jumping into precision here, there you go, there's our nitrogen map. If you remember, we did field 30 in the first live stream. So 29 is about to get the treatment. So let's unfold this. Let's fire everything up. I'm just going to do a little test before we dive in anger. But so far, fingers crossed, everything's working well. Well folks, as you can see, our toolbar is now not blue, and there's a reason for that. The case one was not running particularly well at all, so we've replaced it with this BB one that we know works well. He's just unloading it there. It's a little bit wide, it's a lot wider actually, which means we'll get through the work a little bit quicker. But he's set, he's ready to go, and hopefully he'll start running soon. So there we go, we are off now, running. I just want to make sure, looking at the mini-map in the bottom corner, that we are applying our Anhydrous. And it looks very much like we are. I'm just going to check that we're on our application rate, their automatic application rate, and we are doing that as well. So this is going to sort this field out good and proper. So, look at that, delighted that that's working. With the brilliant forward ag tanker on the back as well, one of the nicest tankers I've seen in a long time, beautifully done. And we'll leave him to get on with it. So, we'll jump into a little montage and we'll be back shortly.
We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage headline on a Saturday night. Oh, 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 Saturday night. Oh, oh, loco, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. Oh, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We're playing loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage headline on a Saturday night. Oh, 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 Saturday night. Oh, oh, oh.
Well, this guy seems to be performing admirably. I was a little bit worried about these turns with the big tanker on the back. He seems to be doing brilliantly well. So, we're going to let him get on with it and get this field finished. And the 9RX is finished in the other field. You can just see it under the trees there, actually. So we'll move him into the last field for ploughing. The 2 Steigers are doing well up at the top farm as well. So we have made big inroads this episode. A little bit of a challenge with the Anhydrous just there with the toolbar, but other than that, it's been pretty much plain sailing. So, thank you very, very much for watching. I've been the FarmSim guy. This has been Ohio Horsepower on Seneca County, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye for now.